Greetings, my friends and listeners, to another episode of Classic Radio Mysteries and Adventures. I am your host, Jordan Avon, and this episode is a creation of Ray Bradbury, and is an episode of Dimension X entitled Mars is Heaven, 1951. Let's begin.
Adventures in time and space, transcribed in future Dimension. On stage tonight, Dimension X, another in the Wheaties' big parade of exciting half-hour presentations. When the first space rocket lands on Mars, what will we find? Will we be welcomed with open arms, or will the Martians treat us as invaders? Only one thing is certain. Someday a giant metal ship will take off from Earth to travel through the black velocities, the silent gulfs of space, to descend at last into the darkness of the upper Martian atmospheres. And on that day, man will finally know the answers. The day we first land on Mars.
Now here's it. Approaching critical deceleration. Fasten the gravity suit. Stand by the land.
Let's see. What do you make of the terrain? There seems to be a heavy ground, Miss Captain. We won't be able to use our infrared light. We'll have to come in on radar. Isn't that a little risky, sir, landing in the dark? I'd rather run the danger of a blind landing, Lieutenant, than come in without the cover of darkness. Remember, we don't know what kind of reception is waiting for us down there.
Airspeed 500. Altitude now 4,000.
Bridge to engine room. Stand by for deceleration.
Engine room, aye.
Fire forward tubes 1 and 3.
Aye.
Kids down.
Kids, check. Altitude 500. 4. 350. 3.
Off a point now. All right. Let's set her down. Look out! Cut the power. Masters pipe battle station. Right, sir. Off the QS, sir. Well, we're on Mars. April 20th, 1987. 4:33, Greenwich time. Enter that in the log, Masters.
Aye, sir.
Well, gentlemen, it's less than 2 hours till dawn. As soon as it's light, we'll send out a landing party. Masters, get me an all-over hookup.
All set, Captain.
Now hear this. All right, men. The smoking lamp is lit. There are 17 men on an alien world. And it's up to us whether we ever get home again. Next few hours should tell the story, and I want instant obedience to all commands. I'll court-martial the first man who doesn't jump through when he's ordered. And one other thing. We may be on Mars, but this is still a United States naval vessel. Officers will conduct a personal and weapons inspection in 1 hour. And so...
Inspection, Captain, now?
Gillespie, we've got an hour and a half to sweat out before we find out what's outside that airlock. I'd rather have a man worried about his stripes, about what's waiting outside on Mars.
Now, hear this. Landing party reports of forward airlock. Captain Black, Lieutenant Hingston, Lieutenant Lustig, and Dr. Horst report immediately to forward airlock. It is now landing time -5.
Where is to go? Where's the captain? Who knows? What difference does it make? Just want to get it over with, that's all. Has anybody had a cigarette? I think you're smoking too much, Lieutenant Lustig. Are you nervous? Lay off with your horse. Wondering what's hidden outside underneath that ground mist? It's a very unusual planet, Mars. Why? There's an atmosphere. Wonderful thing, atmosphere. Where you find one, you find life. You mean Martian? What do you think they'll look like? No. Intelligent life can take many forms. You mean they may have green skins and eyes on stalks or something? The comic book conception is possible. Or they may have developed to a point that is far beyond us. Perhaps they have a science that can produce weapons far more dangerous than our atomic missiles.
You think we may have to fight our way out?
After all, we are invaded.
Now here's this landing time -2. Landing
All
time
right.
-2.
We heard this. I know what I'd like to find outside that airlock. Good old Illinois. You ever been there, Rusty?
Only in Chicago.
You ought to see my hometown. Green lawns, big white houses.
Sounds like my hometown.
My grandmother used to have one of those iron deers on the lawn. Every Halloween, we'd paint another color. One time, we painted it black and white like a Holstein cow.
Where does your family live, Horst? I have no family. When I was a child, they were gassed to death in the Dachau concentration camp.
That's tough.
Oh, it has its advantages. I have no ties on Earth. Nothing to lose now. I imagine I'm the only one on board who is free to enjoy our present peculiar position.
All right, Lefty. You can button it up now.
Aye, sir.
Well, gentlemen, in 1 minute, we'll be the first men to set foot on Mars. Quite an honor, eh?
As long as the medals are not awarded posthumously.
Still uneasy, Dr. Horst?
Captain Black, I've been uneasy ever since I can remember. On Earth and on Mars.
No. 30 seconds. Give me the intercom phone, Lefty. Masters?
Aye, sir.
Battle stations to be manned till we return. If we're not back in 2 hours, I want no rescue party sent out. Blast off and save the ship, you understand?
Aye, sir.
All right, gentlemen. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lustig, open the outer airlock.
Fresh air.
Let's go. Hold it, man. Too dark to move fast.
Quiet, isn't it? Not even a wind.
You can't see anything through this ground mist.
Quiet.
You don't know what's out here. Come on.
What's that? Quiet, Captain. I could swear that sounded like a rooster.
I don't hear it anymore.
A very unlikely sound. A rooster crowing on Mars.
Kingston, set that machine gun 25 yards to the flank. We'll stay here till the ground mist lifts.
Aye, sir.
What do you make of the ground, Horst?
Grass. Plain grass. You can see some large foliage there where the mist sends out.
What's that? Hold your fire, you fool!
Some kind of wild animal. I hit it. I could see the traces, but it's still standing.
Come on, Horst.
Doctor, where are you?
Up ahead.
Admiring the wild animal.
Careful, Horst. Wait for us.
Don't worry, Captain. It's an iron deer. A lawn ornament.
That's impossible.
It's hollow. Interesting, isn't it? A whitewashed Victorian iron deer. Sitting on a lawn in the middle of Mars.
I don't understand.
Look around. The mist's lifting. Captain, look there. A house, a regular old-fashioned house.
On Mars. Good Lord. I haven't seen carved scrolls and gingerbread like that in years. Look at that port swing.
Your ring. There. I told you it was a rooster, Captain.
Give me the glasses, Lustig. I want to take a look through that front window. What? There's an upright piano. Some sheet music on it.
Lustig, it's beautiful Ohio. Beautiful Ohio? That can't be.
Look there, Horace. Do you think that civilizations of two planets could be identical?
No. That specific variety of Galenians is only 60 years old on Earth.
Is it logical we should develop in Mars? How about that port swing, that piano, and beautiful Ohio?
No, it's impossible. Captain Black. This looks like the town I was born in.
Well, it looks like my hometown, too.
I've thought of something, sir. It's the only solution. Maybe we're not the first ship to reach Mars from Earth. That's the only answer.
That's impossible. Has there been space travel that couldn't be secret? Do you have any idea what ships cost, what industrial power is needed? There's got to be some logical reason.
Captain, I think perhaps we might find out. The light just went on in that house.
Kingston, cover that door with the machine gun.
Aye, sir.
Come on, Horse. You ring that doorbell. There's got to be a scientific answer to all of this.
There's something moving in there.
Stand back, Horse. Give me a clear shot. Maybe a Martian.
Can I help you?
We were looking...
Well, if you're selling anything, it's much too early.
No, wait a minute. What town is this?
What do you mean? Are you census takers?
No, we're strangers here. We want to know how this town got here.
This is a game.
No, it's not a game. We're from Earth.
From where?
From Earth.
You mean out of the ground? Are you sure you're feeling well?
Madam, we came in a flying ship across space. We're from the third planet. This is Mars. Now, do you understand? Mars.
You go away now, you hear? I'll call my husband from upstairs and he's chasing. Now, go on.
This is Mars, isn't it?
This is Green Lake, Wisconsin, in the United States of America. Bounded on the east by the Atlantic and on the west by the Pacific. Now, go away. Goodbye.
Horace, do you suppose it's really possible? I've got to find out more about this.
For the last time now, go away.
Pardon me, madam. What year is this?
Year? What, 1928, of course. The first one is saved.
You hear that, Horse? And we know it's 1987. And we know it's Mars. Is it possible we got fouled up, made some tremendous blunder and circled around and landed back on Earth?
In 1928?
Maybe some switch in time or dimension. Could we have shifted somehow, gone backward in time? Horse, it won't hold water. It's not logical. We've checked every mile. We went past the moon and out into space. We're on Mars.
Find out anything, Captain?
No, we're going back to the ship till I figure out some logical explanation for all this. Lustig out at point.
Aye, sir.
Kingston in the rear. Keep that gun at half load.
Aye.
Horse, there's got to be some cold, logical solution.
Captain.
What?
That house down the street. The white one with the green shutters.
Lustig, what's the matter?
I never saw it. I never saw it.
Lustig, come back here.
He's running for the house.
That crazy fool, after him quick. Lustig, stop! Come down off of that porch. Grandpa! Lustig, what the devil are you in your truck?
Grandma and Grandpa, it is you.
Lustig, what's going on here?
Albert, why, it's been so many years.
How you growing, boy?
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Lieutenant Lustig.
Oh, Captain. Grandma, I want you to meet my friends. This is Captain Black. Captain, I want you to meet my grandfolks. Howdy. Any friends of Albert's is friends of ours. How long you been here, Grandma?
Oh, good many years. Ever since we died.
Ever since you what?
Oh, yes, sir. They've been dead 30 years.
What? You mean to tell me that Mars is heaven?
Oh, nonsense, no. All we know is here we're alive again. And who are we to question God's infinite ways?
Lustig, we're going back to the ship.
But, Captain, I want to talk to my
Lieutenant
grandfolks.
Lustig, I don't like any part of this. You'll come back with us, I have to club you and carry you.
Yeah, but, sir, they're my...
Heaven only knows what they've run up against back at the ship.
Dimension X will continue in just a moment.
Look at that crowd around the ship. Looks like they're being welcomed with a celebration. Celebration? They've abandoned ship. Every port is open. No guard set. You, master.
Hiya, Captain. Meet my old dad. Dad, that's Captain Black, and he's not a bad guy for an officer.
Of all the... Kingston! What, sir? Bring that man back. Use force if you have to.
Excuse me, sir. There's my Uncle George.
Kingston!
I'll be right back, Captain. Uncle George! Uncle George!
What the devil is going on?
Sir, they've all found friends and relatives. They're all here.
He's right, Captain. I've counted. The whole crew's out on the cross. But I gave orders. Definite orders.
You don't understand, Captain.
I understand mutiny. I don't care how many relatives show up. I'll have discipline.
Johnny! Johnny, you old son of a gun.
Edward. It's you. It can't be.
Of course it is. Johnny, you old son of a gun.
Edward. Dr. Horst, this is my brother, Edward. How do you do?
Hello.
It's wonderful to see you, Edward. Look, I've got to get back to my ship.
Hey, I almost forgot. Mom's waiting at home.
Mom and Dad, too. Mom, Dad are alive? Excuse me, Horace. Then you're real, then. Don't I feel real? How's that, huh? Ed, we've got lunch for you, Johnny. Mom's making corn fritters. Corn fritters? Dr. Horace, haven't you found anybody?
No, Captain. I have nobody.
Then you come on home with me, right, Ed?
Sure, you bet.
Horace, you wouldn't believe it, but it's been 35 years since I had Mom's corn fritters. By George. 35 years.
And there's plenty more in the kitchen, so don't hold back, Johnny. You too, Doctor.
Well, Johnny, you're still in the Navy, huh?
That's right, Dad. I'm in command of the ship.
We're an old Navy family, Dr. Horse. All three of our boys in the service.
Ed was the best pilot in the Pacific. What did happen, Ed?
Oh, what's the difference? I'm here now.
Oh, you know, it's almost perfect. All we're missing is your brother Will. Then the whole family to be together.
Well, it won't be long, Mom. Will's in charge of the XR-54. That's the next rocket coming out tomorrow.
Well, little Will. When does he leave, Johnny?
Takeoff scheduled for September, but it depends on what we report. There's no question about that now, eh? Christmas together again. That'll be something, huh?
Yes, sir. Well, this calls for a celebration. How about a little of the old dandelion wine, eh, Johnny?
Now, Father, don't you go giving Johnny too much wine.
Oh, he's a big boy now, Mother. So, well, sir, isn't everything just fine? Just fine.
The candlelights are gleaming on the banks of the waters far away.
Play another song. Sure,
Well, Dr. Horace, what do you think of my little family,
Very nice.
You know, I can't understand why you didn't find any folks here, Dr. Horace. Just a shame. Everybody else is so happy.
I never remembered my family, Mrs. Black. All I know is they were gassed at Dachau during the Second World War. When I was liberated, I was in delirium 3 months. I cannot remember anything before then. Psychiatric phenomena.
That's terrible. Isn't there anything anybody can do?
I don't want to remember.
Oh.
I haven't had a pleasant life. I prefer to be free of emotional entanglements, to interfere with a scientific approach.
I'm sorry, Dr. Horace.
Oh, I'll get it. Hey, that's our ring, long and 3 short. I remember that.
Well, maybe we'd better call it a night. You must be getting tired, Johnny.
I'd better be going back to the ship.
Oh, nonsense. You stay the night. We insist.
Well, I just couldn't rest thinking of you all alone on that ship.
Oh, I'll be all right. Well, good night.
Wait a minute, Dr. Horace. That phone message was for you.
Me?
Yes, that's right. A message from Anna.
Anna? I don't remember any Anna.
She asked if you were better.
Perhaps she's someone you knew at Dachau.
Anna?
She said she's coming over here first thing in the morning. So you'll have to stay over.
Yes,
Well, that settles it then. You stay here, Horace. You can bunk with me in my old room.
Oh, but Johnny, we thought you'd like to be with Edward.
So you could talk the way you used to.
Well, we can't put Dr. Horace in the daybed. I think we better share the room tonight. There'll be plenty of time for talking, Ed. I guess so. Well, I suppose I better drop back to the ship. You know, Ed, security check.
But why do you have to do that here?
Well, I don't know. There's no good reason, I guess. Well, I suppose we skip it tonight.
Oh, sure.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, it's good to have you home, Johnny.
It's good to be home, Mom.
Captain Black. Are you asleep?
No. Just been thinking about what we were expecting. Green-skinned Martians with eyes on stars. All the time it was only Mom and Dad and Edward waiting. Oh, it's funny what tricks your imagination can play on you. Yeah, I guess Mars is heaven, Horace.
I've been thinking about Martians, too. Captain, just suppose there were Martians, and they saw us land. Suppose they thought of us as invaders. What would be the best weapon they could use against our atom bombs?
I don't see what you're getting at.
They would want to disarm us first. To wipe out all suspicion. To make us feel at home. But suppose this house isn't real. Suppose the people are just images. Stolen from our own memories. By Martians. Created for us by telepathy. Hypnotism.
That's the craziest theory I ever heard.
That's why there was no one for me. Because in all my life there is no happy memory. No real loved person.
Well, how about that phone call from Anna?
Yes. Anna. I didn't remember who she was, but I do now. I just remembered. When I was freed from Dachau, sick, delirious, I raved about a wonderful, kind nurse named Anna that took care of me.
There you are. It's logical. She's coming to see you tomorrow.
But there was no Anna. I'd been nursed by a man.
What?
Anna was only a dream. And there's only one way they could have learned about her. By reading my subconscious mind.
But that's impossible, Horace.
Why? The whole crew was thinking of home. Suppose the Martians read our minds.
But if there are Martians...
If there are, they have us separated. Each man in a different house. Sleeping. Trusting. No one at the guns.
There's my pistol downstairs. Do you think there's something to this, Horace?
It's a perfect trap, Captain. He would suspect his own mother, his grandparents. How easy. Just a knife in the heart of each sleeping man.
That's impossible, Horace. We've got to get back to the ship.
Listen. The crickets have stopped.
Come on.
We don't know when they change back to them. Whatever they really are.
Where are you going, John?
Ed, well, we wanted to drink the water. That's all, Ed.
You're not thirsty, John. You don't want to drink. You don't want to drink.
It's changing! And his hands! He's a Martian! Run, Horace!
Get away, John! You can't get away!
My horse!
Get away!
Horace, where are you? Hello, can you hear me, Earth? This is Captain John Black, the XR-53, calling from Mars. I've locked myself in the ship, but they've crippled it. I can't take off or fire the guns, and they're coming for me now, the Martians. I'm all alone here. All the rest are dead. Hingston, Lustig, Dr. Horace. Poor Horace, he didn't even reach the door. Listen, they're trying to break through the hall now. Edward and Mom and Dad and all the folks. But they're changing now. Melting and changing back into... They're Martians. Can you understand me? Martians, not men. They made us think that Mars was heaven and we fell into the trap. Can you hear me, Earth? You've got to stop the next rocket. Tell my brother Will. Tell my brother Will not to come. They'll trap him too. They'll kill them all. Hello, can you hear me, Earth? This is John Black on Mars. Hello, Earth. This is John Black on Mars.
Tonight, Dimension X has presented and transcribed the Ray Bradbury story, Mars is Heaven, adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured players were Wendell Holmes as Captain Black and Peter Cassell as Dr. Horse. Your narrator, Norman Rose. Music by Albert Berman. Engineer, Bill Chambers. Dimension X is produced by Van Woodward and directed by Edward King. Robert Warren speaking. In a moment, we'll tell you about next week's show.
And this is the Wheaties Man, Frank Martin, inviting you again to listen tomorrow night to Joe McRae in Tales of the Texas Rangers on the Wheaties Big Parade. See you then.
Next week's
the story of the strangest case ever recorded in the files of the Bureau of Missing Persons. The case of the Man in the Moon. You'll hear the whole story next week when we venture once more into the unknown world of
Dimension.